Hi, everybody, and welcome to this next episode of Veterans Onward to Prosperity. I sure hope that the Fun and Games, Mission Fun and Games Possible Month was something of enjoyment and education for you, because did you know that there was such a thing as fishing for freedom or the fallen outdoors, or you could actually simulate yourself being inside of a race car? Holy cow, guys. And did you know about water skiing and how it could be adapted to practically anybody that can enjoy the sport? You heard it first here. That's the beauty part of Veterans Onward to Prosperity. We get to share this information, and you get to take this information and run with it. So now that we have concluded Mission Fun and Games Possible, and we are in July, it is now time for Mission Freedom Possible, for obvious reasons. We think of July as July 4th in July, and we're all centered around Independence Day. In our thinking, in our planning, we got picnics, we got beach goings and all of that stuff. And it all filters around Independence Day and summertime and all of that. So that's the reason why this month was deemed as a theme of Mission Freedom Possible. So let me explain what that's all about. The opposite of freedom is being stuck. You have heard me say in all of our episodes at some point about people in their lives being in a tunnel of darkness and getting stuck in that tunnel. Now, sad but true, there are some of veterans and also warriors that get in that tunnel of darkness and they can't find their way out. But then there are some that are in that tunnel of darkness and can find their way out. That's what this is all about. Veterans Onward to Prosperity, Mission Freedom Possible is all about not being stuck. So we are going to give you information, resources, and sources that empower you to find that light at the end of your tunnel and not be stuck anymore. And therefore, if you're not stuck, you're free. You're free to be. You're free to live. You're free to do all kinds of things. Okay, so in this episode, we are blessed to have with us Jim Speer, the founder and CEO of Mobility Support Solutions. Guys, if you happen to come back from your experience of being over at the theater and you're coming back with mobility issues, Jim has a solution that you need to know about. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Let me introduce you to Frank Sinclair. He has a business called Dream Again Business Consulting. Frank believes that you were put on this earth for a specific reason. It's his job to find out why. If we follow the natural course of your life and your story, it always leads to your purpose.
Hey everybody, join us for the Smash Party, nationwide Smash Party, to smash out all of our stress, the stress that has been accumulating for over the COVID-19 pandemic. Get it all out. Smash out that frustration, that disappointment, that anger. Get it all out. 15 minutes of smashing, and then we be calm. Breathe. Just breathe and relax. 15 minutes of smashing, 15 minutes of meditation. Feel like a new person.
Hi, and welcome back. I am your host, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven. Blessed today to have with us on the show Jim Speer. Jim, say hi to everybody.
Hi, folks. Hi, Anna Marie.
Hi. So you are the founder and CEO of Mobility Support Solutions, and I am so excited about what it is that your mission to accomplish is all about, because I'm telling you from hearing your story that you're now going to share with our audience, it's amazing what it is that you're doing and why it is you're doing it. So please do share.
Sure. Yeah, about 10 years ago, I was thinking about retirement. I was at retirement age, but I just couldn't picture what that would feel like or be like. So I kept my feet moving and moving in the right direction, and excuse me, and out of it, I just happened to be, taking care of myself health-wise. I was part of the VA system here in Seattle, and I was at the VA hospital for an appointment that I had because my disability is hearing, and they were giving me some new hearing aids. And I sat next to a guy that I don't have a hard time getting in a conversation with anybody, and he was in a chair and missing an arm and a leg, and I got to chatting with him. I just, how you doing and whatever. We got to talking like all people do, it seems like, saying, well, what do you do for a living and that kind of thing. And that happened for us. And so I told him, and he says, and I'm in emergency roadside business. I told him that. And he said, I had the opportunity to use that a few weeks ago. And I said, how did it work for you? He said, well, it worked great on my van, but he said, they left me on the side of the freeway. And I went, what do you mean? He said, well, they put my van on a flatbed truck. He said, I can't get in a cab with a 400-pound chair. And he said, and I'm not going to ride in my van. It's against the law anyway. And the insurance probably, if you could do it, and there are some states that will allow it, but I wouldn't ride up there myself. What would that be like? So he had to wheel himself off the freeway about half a mile or so to a strip mall and wait for a couple of hours for his wife to come pick him up in the other vehicle that they had when she got off work. And I went, are you kidding me? And it just kind of stumped me. And he went off to his appointment, and there happened to be a Marine sitting in front of us. And the only reason I knew that was he had a Marine T-shirt on. But he was a paraplegic. And he says, I overheard you guys' conversation. And he says, that's my greatest fear. Well, right away, that was odd, because if a Marine says he's got fear, okay, that's real. What does that mean, And he said, I've got a wife and 3 small children. He says, what would I do with them? And I went, holy mackerel, So I went back to the office and I Googled it, and there was nothing that served that community in this way with on the emergency roadside. So I called my provider and I said, look, I want to put something together for vets. Well, in the process of putting it together, it took about 6 months actually to put it together. We did this in 2013 and hit the market in 2013. But it was the kind of thing where when I started vetting it and going all through it, I realized that there are a whole lot of people in the disabled community that I was not even aware of. And actually, on the U.S. Census, there was a box in 2010 that I don't remember being on the census, but it said, are you mobility challenged in any way? And 54 million people checked that box. Well, that's 20% of our population. I thought, that's impossible. Well, the more I dug into it, the more that I saw it was possible. And actually, the census for this section, that's through 2020, that they still haven't finished because of COVID, they're expecting 70 to 72,000. So it's a hugely growing population, but it's the most underserved that I'd ever found in my career. And so I just decided, I got to get this thing going. And so I'm going to spend, the rest of my life trying to put this together. And so we went out there, and the first people that I called on, because it was easy for me, because of my business experience of calling on auto dealers and truck dealers and bus dealers and things like that for years, I went to the van dealers that sold these mobility vans. They call them WAVE vehicles, wheelchair accessible vans. And that was where I got things started. And they gave it away. They liked what we were doing so well that they gave it to everybody that bought a new vehicle from them. And so that put us on, that's right out of the chute. We had good sales, and, things really grew. And now we're into the retail side of things, reaching out to the just John Q. public, not just the but we are focused. Our goal is to meet the needs of the vets, because that's our sweet spot. That's our heart. And really the thing that comes along and plays with it is, just helping them get to wherever they need to go. Because one of the things that we saw when we did some shows, and like Ability Expo and things like that, we interviewed these people that came to our booth, and they were thrilled with what we offered, because most of them had not even gone on vacation, because they didn't want to get any more than 25 miles away from home, because they didn't trust that they could get back. Now they said, hey, one guy in particular said, you mean I can go and visit my cousin in Canada and I'd be taken care of? I said, yeah, all 50 states in Canada. He goes, wow. And that we had that same kind of reaction, if you will, from a lot of folk, saying I can finally get out and do whatever it is that I need to do and be free to do it. So
Yeah.
they felt the freedom. And
see, that's why you're on the show. Because you actually, with you and your team, gives freedom where it never existed before. I am so excited that you are here and that you are sharing this with us, but we have to break away for a few messages and we'll be right back.
Mike Merwin here, U.S. Navy retired submarine officer turned entrepreneur. I turned my hobby of 25 plus years making beef jerky into a thriving small business. Made in small batches with only high quality ingredients, it's not good, it's crazy good. A portion of all proceeds helps save military lives. Order now on www.crazymikesjerky.com using code CB10.
Ron salutes as a LinkedIn business strategist and relationship advisor. He's the co-author of 21 Days to Success with LinkedIn. He's a guest speaker for the U.S. Army on veteran transition. Contact Ron at his website.
Hi, welcome back. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Blevin, and we are blessed today to have Jim Speer in our virtual studio with us on this episode. And you just listened to an incredible story, a story about how he became aware that folks that have mobility issues that get stuck, you're in a situation where you would call. You're on the side of the road, your vehicle is not moving like it should, you're calling AAA or your insurance company and you need a tow. You get a tow, but you've got a mobility issue because you are in a wheelchair. What's going to happen when the tow truck comes and tows your car and you're stuck? Well, Jim's got a solution. You heard the solution. Now I got to ask you, is this now connected to when the tow truck comes and they know that there's a special type of situation going on here that is going to need an assist? Is that how that works?
No, actually, we have a membership program. That's really what it amounts to. People would become part of our membership either by a company giving our product away to them or them purchasing it online. And so that's how we serve the community. There's no way to do what you're prescribing there, only because it's just a massive thing. There's 42,000 tow truck providers that we have across the U.S. and Canada, and we have 23,000 WAV vehicle or accessible vehicle providers. So it's not a bad thing. We're trying to figure out how do we meet that need like that, just so that we can do something. But it's not as easy as you would say.
No, logistically, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. So we're still thinking about that. What does that look like? We are honestly working at it because there's another company that's out there that doesn't do what we do. We don't have any competition. That's kind of a unique place, by the way. I don't have any competition all these years because it's so unique, and it's really hard to put together what we did put together. So it's not going to be easily duplicated. But there's a company out there that all you do is call, and they will send a tow truck. It's like a AAA, but it's different. And they've got a model that might just work for what it is if you're talking about, what you're alluding to. But we're not there yet. Our goal is just to get out there, get to the public, on social media, get to the public with the postcards that we send out, those kinds of things. So that's how we're reaching the market right now.
Well, this is really, really, really good news. Like you were saying, some people are now saying, oh, now I can go visit my aunt, or I can visit my uncle, I can visit my mom, I can visit my dad. I now I'm free. I don't have to be stuck with the fear that if something were to happen to my vehicle and the tow truck came, I would be stuck. Who's gonna rescue me?
Yeah, and let me add some things too for Anne-Marie. As far as when somebody becomes a part of our program, a member of our program, we have a concierge service that is an app that's on your phone, and you can go to that app and you can ask, where is an accessible restaurant 10 miles, within 10 miles. It'll tell you where it is. Where is an accessible bathroom? It'll tell you where it is. Where is an accessible whatever? And it'll tell you where it is. And we'll meet that kind of need, especially when it comes to things like, are there parks or are there places that they want to go, that are accessible? Some government facilities are, some aren't. Some are more accessible than others. It depends on the equipment that you have. But by and large, our goal with the concierge service is to really provide for the member those kinds of things that they would have a very difficult time trying to figure out themselves. And so that's part of our program, where we can serve them and gain, again, back to the theme that you have, more freedom, to be involved and not have to be sitting at home, and ordering Grubhub, or Postmate or something, having it come through the door. You now can go to the restaurant. You now can do whatever it is that you want to do, because we've provided the way for you, making sure that you can get back anyway, or get.
Yes. Well, that's also really, really good news. And not only that you have a solution to a broken down vehicle, but now you've also got more service and protection for those that need it.
Yeah. And just a little thing, because I'm reminded of it, is when we go and send a tow truck, the tow truck will show up, and they'll wait if the wave or the accessible vehicle hasn't showed up already. They'll wait for it. So we never leave the consumer hanging or their passengers. And when the van comes to pick them up, it's to pick everybody up. It's not just the person in the wheelchair. It's everybody that's in the vehicle. So we'll take care of that.
That's good. So again, if you've got wife and kids, or husband and kids, or if you got more in your party other than yourself, you all get covered. You all get rescued. And I imagine you're being taken to where the car is then being towed.
Well, you can, but you can take it wherever you want to. They could take you back home, and they could take your car to the repair facility, and then you and the repair facility work out what it is. That's what we recommend. The reason why is because you never know how long it's going to be in the repair facility, and you don't want to get stuck there. So we'll take the passengers up to 25 miles from where they are, and our whole goal over there is really to get them to safety, off the freeways, off the highways, off the streets, get them to safety as soon as we can. And we're very sensitive to the need that a lot of people with disabilities, especially in chairs, have, and that they don't have the temperature controls in their bodies that the rest of us do. And so we stay on top of that, making sure that. So our average time is about an hour total for a vehicle and a van to come and pick them up and take them wherever we need to go. We'll tow the vehicle up to 100 miles, but we'll take them up to 25, and we'll take them further. They can go further, but they have to pay the difference. That's all.
Oh, I see. Okay. So up to 25 miles, and it's included in the membership, but anything beyond that, it's up, I guess it would be a charge per mile.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a lot, but it's just that, we do up to 25 miles.
Okay. All right. Well, you got to cover your expenses. I mean, rest assured that you're doing what you can to help as much as you can. And then it makes perfect sense, makes business perfect sense. We're going to continue talking with Jim and talking more about how you can now get more involved with what his solution is for you. So stay right with us, and we'll be right back.
Would you like to donate to our employment programs? Please follow the link below to donate through PayPal. All proceeds go to our programs.
And welcome back. We are speaking with Jim Speer, and we're learning more about how it is possible to not be stuck and to be free if you are wheelchair bound. I mean, let's face it, if you're wheelchair bound, that is an experience that within itself has a lot of limitation. But Jim and his crew is giving us more mobility, if you will, and protection and safety so that you can do whatever it is that you want to do.
And Anna Marie, if I could just add a little bit more to it, because it's a little bit more than what that I shared with you and what you just said, is that, yeah, we take care of people that are in scooters and chairs, but also I have a cane and lots of people have walkers. There's no way that I could get up in a tow truck. And also, anybody with a mobility challenge or a concern actually qualifies for what it is that we have to offer. I mean, it honestly could get to be just a soccer mom, that has 5 kids in the car, and what it's going to do. We'll take care of that if they're a member of our program. It doesn't have to be somebody that's in a chair, but that was the thing that started us down the road that we're on. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Anybody with a mobility challenge works, or their age, or whatever it might be, that would create a problem. Now, I don't know whether you're like this, and I just throw this in. I asked my wife, I said, if you broke down on the side of the road in your car, would you want to get up in the cab? No way. I'm going to call you. And she did not even want to ride in that truck. And I don't blame her. I mean, that's not the cleanest place in the world. I've been in the seat of a tow truck, and sometimes it's not the cleanest place in the world. And it's hard to get up. It's not just a natural step. It's a real giant step to get up there. So anyway, I just throw that out there just for people to think about it.
Yeah, and you know what? That would be something. It wouldn't take anything at all for the tow trucks to have like a little stool. I even have one of those where it collapses quite easy and comes uncollapsed, and you can just step up. Well, that's something for the tow trucks to come up. But you know what? You bring up a very good point. It doesn't have to only have a situation where you're wheelchair bound, but it started out that way.
Right.
And then from that experience, you realized the other type of issues that may keep a person from being rescued from the side of the road.
Yep, that's very true.
Now, back it up a minute. You actually, before becoming aware of this from your VA discussion, you were in Roadside, emergency Roadside.
Yeah. What I did was I served insurance agencies and insurance companies, and we're the ones that provided the insurance companies their towing coverage. And we did that for years. I was involved in that for years.
So when this story hit your ears and your heart, you, because of the arena and of which your experience and expertise is in, really rang a bell, if you will, in the fact that you saw this is not right. We need to do something to fix this. I totally understand all of that. And I can also understand in the fact that you are a veteran of the Navy, so a vet entrepreneur, and you have a message for the most of the other veterans that may also have an idea.
Yeah, if I could expand on that, I would just say go for it. Don't sit and rest on it. If there's something that's kind of, resting in the back of your mind, step out there. There's a huge need, and it's really amazing to me how well received the veteran-owned businesses are, and in some cases, depending on what it is that you're involved in, you get to the front of the line with the number of bids or whatever it is, or circumstances surrounding it, because they have to go to the vet first before they go someplace else, and even if it's not even the same price, let's say you're a little higher price, whatever it is, that doesn't matter to them. The goal is to help the disabled vet. And in my case, I'm a service disabled vet, so, and I own my own business. So I'm an entrepreneur, own my own business. The only criteria there is you have to own 51% of your company to be able to qualify for that. Or, most of us would. So that's the only, some of it. Well, I'll say that's the biggest criteria that you have to meet. So.
Well, what Jim is getting at is the fact that there's another way of being stuck. You're stuck with an idea. And so if you're a military vet or even warrior, because listen up, warriors, at some point you're going to hang up your uniform and put your boots away and become a veteran. So yes, the show is called Veterans Onward to Prosperity, but it's also to prepare you to be a veteran. So now listen up. If you're sitting on an idea, and whether it's a good or bad idea doesn't matter, it's an idea. And the idea needs to see the light of day. And the way to do that is not be stuck. It's to move forward with your idea. So if you're interested in moving forward with an idea, you can contact onwardupwardinc.com. That's my email address. contact@onwardupwardinc.com. Let me know. Go to our Facebook, Veterans Onward to Prosperity. Let me know. I've helped a lot of people take a little idea and let it see the light of day. I think Jim's done the same thing.
Yeah. There's a crying need out there for it, but there are services that will step up right beside the vet, and help them out. So it's just a matter of seeking them out. It's a matter of Googling it, and there's advisors that will help you do that same kind of thing. So
SCORE is one of them. SCORE has a special place for military veterans and warriors. If you're military connected, if you have an idea, you can go to SCORE. That's one of them. But we're going to be talking more about that for entrepreneurship in the mission education entrepreneurship possible. That's next month. So be sure and not miss that. So we're just planting a little seed right now, and we're going to water it, nurture it, and hopefully we'll get some testimonials from those that are listening and watching and get encouraged, to move forward. So Jim, in the last couple minutes, how is it that they can get with you?
Well, they can go to our website, which is mobilityroadsideassistance.com. So mobilityroadsideassistance.com. I know it's a mouthful, but so that's how you get to us. And it'll tell our story. You'll see some testimonials there from people that have used it. It'll show you the plans that we have available, those kinds of things. So, whatever fits your need, I believe we have it on there. And there's our contact information if there's anything else that's needed there also. We have customer service reps and we're trying to hire, actually, let me throw this in. We haven't got an opening right at the moment, but I'm going to be contacting Anna Maria from time to time because there's customer service possibilities down here because we're growing so fast. We need to meet that need. But just somebody with a good voice, good computer skills and things like that, maybe customer service skills are the kinds of things that we're going to need for the future.
Well, I have some veterans that have got the who could meet those qualifications and help you out.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. To start off Mission Freedom Possible, I couldn't think of anyone else but you to be on the first episode of this month. So thank you so very much. And thank you and your crew for doing what you do so that other people can move forward and not be stuck and have freedom to go wherever it is they want to go and know in their minds that they're safe in doing so. Thank you. We will be wrapping up this episode in just a few minutes after these messages.
I'm Zach Damon, host of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please join us at the Disability Channel and watch the Disability Channel Detroit for all your Michigan disability information.
Thank you for tuning into this episode and learning all about how it's possible that if you are in a mobility challenge, you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to think, oh my goodness, if only I could go and to visit my mom or my dad or my uncle or my aunt or my cousins or a friend. And you're thinking to yourself, but if I get far into my journey and my vehicle gets off to the side of the road, I know the tow truck will help my vehicle, but if I'm wheelchair bound, or if I have an issue with taking that huge step inside the tow truck, where does that leave me? Or where does that leave my family that is traveling with me? So please know that your security is well handled with Jim's crew. Next week, we were going to continue on Mission Freedom Possible. And we are going to let you know that there's more things that you can do that will allow you to not be stuck in life anymore. And speaking of stuck, if you are a homeless veteran, you're stuck in a situation that is totally something that we can take care of as well. With our fundraiser coming up, another smash party. We had our smash party on July 2nd. We're going to have another one August 6th. So don't miss it. Please consider joining us on our smash party online event coming up August 6th. Next week, we're going to continue this conversation on Mission Freedom Possible in allowing you to continue learning about the information, resources, and sources that are available to you. Until then, this is Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Blevin saying, be the best you can be.